Hey everyone, this is Aaralyn Shiri, and this is episode 79 of the Daily 3-Minute Mantra Podcast. This is where we come back to the present moment for just 3 minutes and connect with our voice and our throat chakra and learn some new stuff and sing a Sanskrit mantra. And today I actually wanted to talk just a little bit about the Sanskrit pronunciation, because I really like to try and pronounce things correctly, and I've had conversations with my spiritual teacher, Leanna Shanti, about this because, I'm like, it's a sound, energy language. We need to try and pronounce it correctly. And she's like, yes. And I've talked before about how intention, Leanna has always emphasized that our intention, our energy and our intention overrides so many things, including pronunciation. If you start looking around at Sanskrit, I feel that it can be fairly confusing. And, I've asked Leanna about this, and she said at the end of the day, it's like a dead language. People aren't speaking it. There are various derivations of it, but it's an ancient language, so no one really knows. We don't really have audio recordings, I guess. But there are definitely Sanskrit scholars. So when I'm looking around at these mantras, I really like to, I listen to them from various people and their pronunciations, and I read about them. And when you look at Sanskrit, the way it's written, it's called, it can either be written with things called diacritical markings, which are markings over the letters that tell you how to pronounce that letter. So there is the Sanskrit alphabet, and it has all those markings, and then, you practice that sound, and that's how it's pronounced and everything. So in that respect, I found it's fairly straightforward. When you have these markings and everything, this sound means this, and it seems a lot easier than English because it's pretty straightforward. But then you have what we do is you'll see transliterations, which is just taking a word and then writing it in an easier way in another language for someone to pronounce. So a lot of times the Sanskrit words you'll see have been written in English, for us to how we would pronounce it in English. So they don't have those markings over them anymore. A good example is in Sanskrit, a short A. I got this from Nikolai Bachman, and it's a good example because you probably heard of the word mala, which is a bead, a prayer beads that you do mantra with. And the exact same word. It's usually written, if you see it, it's M-A-L-A. And people don't usually put the markings over it. Each A is supposed to have a line, a horizontal line above it to signify that it is a ah sound, ma-la. But it's usually written without those. And so I learned from Nikolai Bachman, who is a Sanskrit scholar, that when you write it without those, I believe it would then be pronounced mala, because the A's without those lines had the sound. That's why you hear dravinam. I can't think of it, but the N-A-M is num. Like num myoho, right? Not nam and not dravinam. I might say it that way sometimes on accident, but it's supposed to be more of an sound. So, and then that word mala without those lines actually means more of impurity. So it has a totally different meaning. But usually you see it written in English as M-A-L-A, and we pronounce it mala. We assume that's what it means because we're not speaking Sanskrit and things like that. So that, to me, is what makes Sanskrit and mantras more confusing in pronunciation and everything. And then you have all different people kind of pronouncing things differently. And so I just kind of read about all these things and then go with what I feel is, correct. And then just set my intention and stuff like that. So I just thought it would be fun to talk about that because I find that interesting. But today, the reason is because today's mantra is Mama Deva, which is the end part of the Twameva prayer that I just did in the last 5 parts. So Mama Deva. So you would think that mama means mom. In English, we say mama or mom, but it actually means mine or my. But then I've also read that the word Ma also means mother, because we have other mantras like Jai Ma or Hey Ma Durga, where I've read that Ma means divine feminine. But so in this circumstance, Mama means my or mine. And so then your Deva means God. It's the masculine form of the divine. Devi with an I is the feminine. So you have my God. And that's the end of that prayer. So I just found that interesting. And that's why I was talking about all those things. So anyway, so 3 minutes of Mama Deva. Here we go. Mama Deva, 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 Mama Deva. And that was 3 minutes. Thank you for joining me. It was a little bit of a longer episode today, but I thought it was fun. Have a great day. I will sing with you tomorrow.